Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the N-word. I fucking...
That's the intro.
Welcome to the N-word. It's not Nosferatu.
We're gonna keep
it's
nerd. We're just going with it.
I guess. We're just fucking...
Miracle of post-production.
And start off, we're going to thank our wonderful fans, all three of you.
Yes.
But no, we've reached over 100 likes.
Yeah, we reached over 100 likes on our Facebook page, and I got recognized at TradeSmart the other day.
Tell us a story,
Yeah, so I was just like walking around TradeSmart and I was, hey, are you guys finding everything okay? And I recognized it was a guy and a girl, and I recognized one of them because I went to school with him, and then I've seen his girlfriend occasionally as well. But they're not people that I like actively talk to, and they're like, oh, hey, you're doing Nerdword. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Hey, that's cool. And they were like, oh, yeah, well, we listened to it and we really like it. So I'm like, that's cool. And we just talked a little bit, and then she let me have a drink of her Starbucks, and that was cool. It was a Venti Valencia orange with lemonade instead of water and 2 pumps of raspberry, 2 pumps of peach. Go ahead and try it. It's totally fucking awesome.
That means nothing to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have two of our fans accounted
White
for.
girl Starbucks things.
So shout out to you, white girl Starbucks themed person.
And if you are listening to this, please give us a like, give us a comment, tell us what you would like to hear on any further episodes, because it's been basically a month now.
Yeah,
this is the fourth one.
Going to be a month.
Once weekly.
But yes, it's phenomenal the amount of support that you guys showed us on the Facebook page, even if it's just a whole bunch of likes.
Oh, and because we got enough likes in the right amount of time, one of the Arcos are going to be taking a pie to the face, so...
I think we should make it fair and just do both of us.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You're both gonna
Because I'm thoroughly
die.
surprised that, how fast we got likes.
Well, it was surprising how, I put it out there and John's like, really, Brennan, a pie? And then both of you are like, no, I want to be the one who's pie. I want to be the one who's pie. No, I'm going to get pie.
Oh, yeah, really? Oh,
And
really?
I just kind of let the fire burn and just watch from a distance.
And now we're really excited to get pied in the face for you guys.
They're going to get creamed by a gay man.
And to start out on today's episode, we are going to discuss gamergate, because apparently it's a thing now. And it's stupid that it is a thing.
Morbidly stupid.
Regardless
really
of
stupid.
which thing you're talking about. Because Gamergate, over the course of its, evolution of a hashtag, has become against, media journalists and game journalism, fucking shit up.
Well, it's them.
And
they really feel like there's a bunch of game journalists taking bribes from the game developers to give them good reviews.
Right. And it's also been used to say that girls should play games because it's sexism and feminism in the gaming community. So, regardless of which one you're talking about, Gamergate should really just be unnecessary. Because at this point, it's 2014, and we should already accept that, girls are people, and they play games. Weird, right?
Very strange.
What?
Some play with joysticks, some play with keyboards. We shouldn't judge.
Some play with other things.
That's what he was going for.
Okay, I got it. It took me 2 seconds, but I got it. And then other people are saying that it's about, Anita Sarkeesian and other humans on Kotaku were taking bribes and for, some sort of indie game. And even then, did we really care that much about what Kotaku was posting? I guess if you're an avid reader of Kotaku or whatever, or of actual gaming articles, but I'm not. I usually just watch gamers on YouTube and get their honest personal opinion, because people on YouTube are, people, and they're not influenced by others as much as they would be if they were a journalist,
Well, and I think that goes with pretty much everything these days, because pretty much every form of news that's big is biased to some degree.
Ebola.
Yes. Such as the quote-unquote Ebola pandemic. Outbreak. Yes.
All 4 of them.
And
All 3 of you can't see the quotations that's going on right now, the air quotes.
More people have died now than have died of Ebola.
Right, from natural causes. And some from, just getting out of bed. But
Or at
I
least in
think with
America.
any major news or any information thing, you're going to have a lot of bias that goes into it, especially individual articles from an individual reporter or everything. Where if you go to like peer reviews and product reviews, speaking to the scientists, isn't it better to study a number of peer reviews when confirming information rather than just going with one major report?
Yeah, looking statistically in the fake math. I hate statistics, by the way. Yeah, it's better to have a bigger sample size when you're looking at something besides looking at one thing and being like, oh, drinking orange juice causes you to have diarrhea, rather than taking a whole bunch of samples. I don't know.
Do you know 120 people percent?
120 people percent?
That's a thing. You can all go fuck yourself. But anyway, scrap that last part. Did you know 120% of people don't understand statistics? There, now I made my stupid joke and then fuck up my words.
Thank you for taking 400,000 years to tell us. Okay.
Okay, I have problems.
Did you hear? Totally unrelated. Did you see my dream about orange juice and how I was with Steve Harvey and Jennifer Lawrence? This is a new segment that we call Edward's Weird Dream of the Week. And I was with Steve Harvey and Jennifer Lawrence at the end of the apocalypse or whatever, and we were some of the only survivors. We made it to this military base, and we almost survived, except all of a sudden the military base started rapidly flooding with orange juice. And so they
I hate
drowned.
it when that happens.
I lived, but they drowned, and it was very sad. But me, Steve Harvey, and Jennifer Lawrence are three of the most random people in the universe. Steve Harvey is the host of Family Feud,
Yes.
by the way. Okay.
I love his stand-up comedy. He's hilarious.
I don't even know him.
Keen's a comedy.
I've never seen him do anything.
I'm starting to feel old.
I feel that all the time.
But in
It's
all
fine.
seriousness, Edward, do you take melatonin?
No.
Are you sure?
Melatonin's giving me some of the weirdest dreams in the world.
Oh, good.
I once had a waking dream where there was a predator in fishnet stockings looking at a picture on my wall. And that's the entire dream.
Last night, I had a dream where I was in this mall and there was Comic-Con going on. Well, aliens started invading, and me and a
Awesome.
bunch of other people turned into Power Rangers.
It's morphin' time!
Yes! And we all transformed, and then I figured out that I was also part Digimon. And turned into a giant beetle and destroyed all the aliens that were attacking.
So you're Ben 10,
I guess.
basically.
My problem
Okay.
with Digimon is they had to de-digivolve at the end of everything. It's why not just stay? Come
Because
on.
then it'd be too much like Pokemon.
Yeah, because Pokemon's better than Digimon.
So out of the
Exactly.
four of us, am I the only normal person that just has dreams about fucking someone?
Oh, I
Wow.
usually have those too. I mean, there's George from Being Human, the UK version.
Obviously.
I don't
There's
have those
Castiel,
often. I don't have
there's
those.
Dean Winchester, there's Sam Winchester.
You're lucky
there's
that you have
Dean
those
and Sam
dreams.
Winchester.
You're
This
really
is gonna
lucky that
sound
you have those
horrible,
dreams.
but I'm kind of glad that you know who you're fucking because I just fuck faceless people.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, what
Ladies
was that
and gentlemen,
statement you said? Normal?
The next
Okay,
horror
well,
game
I
of
mean, it's
2015.
Wow.
I thought my sex dream with Spider-Man at the sleepover was weird. Faceless wins.
Faceless.
Okay,
So Slenderman.
they have a face,
Or
but I'm
woman.
just saying I don't know them.
That was a really long
So-
transition away from Gamergate.
Yes.
The thing that the people in Gamergate don't realize
Nerds are all about sex.
no, is it's a game review. It's a game journalist. It's an opinion. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if they get a higher review or not. It's their opinion.
And like, how are you going to get an unbiased
Exactly.
article on a game unless it's literally about facts and like how the game was made or whatever?
Because you're always going to have that person who likes console gaming, who likes PC gaming, who's a Sony guy, who's a Microsoft guy. There's always going to be some sort of bias in the article.
And then there's also plenty of people that I know, Boogie2988 for example, that will take. I really like
That I
him.
know.
Yeah. And they will take like paid promotions from specific game developers to promote their game. And from what I've heard is that like you have the ability to back out of the deal if you don't like the game. because I'm assuming that there's going to be people that are going to take that paid promotion and just do whatever the fuck they want because they're getting paid and they say whatever they need to say. But there are plenty of people on the internet that are going to be give an honest opinion, even if they're taking that paid promotion, because they're not going to want to promote a game that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, even if they're getting paid for it. But I don't know. I'd probably be the asshole that takes the paid promotion, and even if it's a fucking horrible game.
You guys heard it here, folks, on the Nerdware.
Don't trust us.
Edward can be bought.
Please, please buy me.
Right? I think everyone
money.
can be bought. It's just the
about the
amount.
price.
Yeah, the right amount of money. Because I'm sorry, somebody came up to me and said, "We'll give you $1 billion to kill someone." I'd be like,
yeah.
"How do you want them to die? Do you want a body? Do you need proof? What do you need? Like, give me details." Just throwing it out there.
For all you fans that
Throwing
want
it out there to the
assassinated.
$1 billion for me to cross that moral high ground.
And I was very upset when I heard about this Gamergate thing because everyone was like complaining, and then Felicia Day was like, "Hey guys, we should like not argue because everyone should like play games and stuff because we're all people." And then everyone was like, "Fuck you, Felicia Day," and I was like, "No."
And
Felicia.
the death threats and the leaking of information.
It's
What
really
the
the
hell?
reaction that is going way too far for something so absolutely unreasonably not unnecessary.
Well, and these are the same. Yeah, and these are the same people who turn the situation around, and like 3 days later, they're like, "Gamers have bad. There's a bad image out there with gamers. They think we're all just immature little punks." It's like, I think about that right now.
I'm thinking about you
Ladies and
right
gentlemen,
now
just act
because
that way with this crap.
I mean,
And, like, you're gonna
30% are 13-year-old boys.
That's beside the point.
you're gonna expose Felicia Day's like personal information just because
Yeah.
because she said like, "Hey, everyone should play games. Don't be an asshole." And all the assholes were like, "We're not gonna be assholes," and then they were assholes.
I drunkenly made Felicia Day feel uncomfortable at Comic-Con.
Oh, I've heard this story.
Yeah.
After Comic-Con. Well, our listeners.
Did you tell it on the first episode?
I think so.
I think you told it in the first episode.
You definitely
Well, I
told
was
us in the
drunk then,
first
too.
episode.
So review our first episode to rehear the Felicia Day story. So continue.
Welcome back.
Well, and the other thing that bothered me about that is, like, the research that I did, the articles that I've read, can't see my air quotes again, because it's one news article in Wikipedia, is they were like, well, the hardcore gamers really don't like how gaming's becoming an art form, how it's about telling a story and trying to bring out issues, and there's dark themes, and like, gaming should be about entertainment, not about story. And I think that's the worst statement you could
That's
ever
the
make.
worst statement you could ever make.
That's
you don't
like
consider
saying-
yourself a hardcore gamer if you don't think that gaming is an art form and you don't like story and you don't think that it's a fucking thing.
That's like saying that all movies should just be the Expendables, because I would never watch
Or
movies again.
Transformers 4, which I have not seen.
Neither
and
have
I'm
I.
glad that I
There's
haven't.
dinosaurs.
Michael
Ew.
Bay rapes our child.
I think all you need to watch for those movies is the trailers, because you're just like,
You
Optimus
get everything.
Prime, explosions, dinosaurs, done.
Yeah. Well, and it's always disappointing when you get those movies where you look at the trailer and it's like, oh, this looks so cool. I wonder if they're going to use some of the original storylines or the original archetypes or some of the original origin stories. And then you get there and it's like, the trailer told me everything I needed
You're
to
just
know.
like, there's
Why-
Starscream being a pussy again. Hey.
But they did the same thing, but in a different way for that new movie, St. Vincent, that I saw and blew my money on, and it was horrible.
Did they? I kind of had a feeling about that.
It wasn't okay. So it wasn't
I'll wait
horrible,
for Netflix.
but it wasn't great. What did you just do?
He was deep throating a piece of pizza crust.
Oh,
I was not deep throating, my tongue was in the way.
Oh
I
my
had
god!
a quarter.
It's not half and half anymore, apparently.
I'm just gonna sit in this chair and pretend I didn't
Maybe
hear
he's
any
half
of
and
it.
half.
So,
We're
Saint
not here to
Vincent.
judge.
So St. Vincent? Oh, I'm talking about that now. Okay, so if you watched the trailer, you figured out that Melissa McCarthy is Bill Murray's neighbor, and Melissa McCarthy has a child, and then Bill Murray teaches the child how to defend himself and be a person. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Vincent.
Okay,
So, the Karate Kid?
So
Yes.
the Karate
With a
Kid,
drunken white guy.
but with Bill Murray acting not good and Melissa McCarthy acting semi-good and a little kid acting the best out of all of them.
Fair enough. Though I do have to say, I love Bill Murray.
I do love Bill Murray, but
You
not
can't
his
be a
recent
nerd
stuff.
without at least having 3 Bill Murray movies that you just love him in.
But you know, they're all old stuff.
Yes.
Besides Zombieland, but that's because he
Yes.
was a cameo appearance.
Right.
That's because he played himself.
Because he played himself, and Bill Murray's fucking awesome.
He is.
But his new stuff is just really shitty from what I've seen. Like, I saw this movie, Broken Flowers, that he was in, and it's like him, and he gets a letter from one of his previous ex-girlfriends that she got pregnant and had his child, but he doesn't know what girlfriend it is. So it's like an interesting plotline, and he's trying to like go through all of his past girlfriends and bringing them flowers.
Man,
and-
slut, you would have a hard time with that.
No, I would. Stop.
And it's a good storyline, but Bill Murray does not do a very good job in it. Stop deep throating the pizza crust. And I'm disappointed in his new stuff. I think he can do much better.
Well, and I feel like with that, there's a couple of questions you have to ask. First, when it's a experienced actor who previously has had such tremendous roles, is it that they are getting worse because they're just giving up on acting, or they no longer care, or is it the writers? Or, I mean, I feel like there's a number of different things that can contribute to a good actor's bad performance.
Right. In a similar way, I was watching an interview with Quentin Tarantino. And I fucking love Quentin Tarantino.
Absolutely.
Favorite director.
Absolutely
And
crazy.
he's crazy. He's insane. He's probably mentally insane in some way.
But we love him for it.
But he's creative, and that's what counts. So, and I was watching an interview with him, and he's like, I'm probably not going to direct until the day I die. I'm probably not going to direct forever. And that's
Like
because
Clint
I don't want to spoil the talent. I don't want to get really old. Like, Clint Eastwood is lucky that he's like $1 billion, and
still sharp.
He's still
Gran
sharp and-
Torino? Oh my god.
Gran fucking Torino.
Oh, that was great.
Best movie, Clint Eastwood. Yes. I haven't seen $1 Million
seen
Baby
it.
yet, but I still need
Oh,
to see it.
I will loan it to you.
And he said he got a letter from a 14-year-old girl, and that it, like, really liked his movie, and he was like, that's really awesome, but I want someone who, like her, who sees a movie and then becomes a fan of his work, to be able to pick from the pool, to say, I want to watch Reservoir Dogs, I want to watch Django
Inglourious
Unchained,
Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards,
Killed me.
and all of them being in the same style, but all of them being good. Like, he said the very first movie he ever made was not that good, and if that's the worst, he wants that to be the worst movie he ever makes, and have it stay that way. Like, he wants people to pick from the pool, and just then be a fan that way. Because he doesn't want
He's
to
a
spoil.
perfectionist. He wants to improve upon
Right.
each one.
But then he doesn't want that downward slope that comes
Yeah.
afterwards.
Know when to fold them.
I forgot what we were talking about before.
Gamer.
Can I just say
Right.
my last thing I want to say about Gamergate?
Oh, we were talking about Bill Murray and
Bill Murray.
and his, okay.
The people that are identifying themselves as gamers nowadays makes me not want to.
These damn children.
Seriously.
The people doing all this crap makes me just be like, I'm just a nerd.
But I
I'm
feel
not,
like
I'm
it's
not
a-
a gamer. I'm just a nerd.
I feel like
Same
it's
thing
definitely a
with-
vocal minority.
Yeah.
Because gaming is becoming such a huge industry. It's like the biggest industry right after porn. And like, we
That's
should
the
be
next
able
step.
to identify our...
Gamer porn.
No,
It's already...
the Oculus Rift.
Call of Duty. Portals. Portals.
Now you're
with
thinking.
portals. If I had a portal gun, I'd suck my own dick.
And
And we're
Back
back
there.
to last episode.
No,
Two
episode
episodes
2.
ago. 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Episode 1.
Just so long
Episode
ago.
That's so long ago. But yeah, I feel like it's such a huge thing that the people that have been gamers for a while, they're like, no, other people can't be gamers, so I need to be an asshole so that people stop identifying themselves as gamers. And then all the gamers are left with our assholes, and then we're hipsters.
I think
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I made a very weird
And
train
it's,
of thought.
it's the de-evolution of humanity at this point.
Well, I really think the people behind Gamergate, the ones being just the huge assholes, are the 600-pound people covered in Cheeto dust in their parents' basement playing playing Call of Duty for 12 hours on a time. Most of this isn't you, Brennan. But you only got parents' basement on it. But they're like playing Call of Duty for 18 hours at a time and playing WoW at the same time. And I think
It's like
those
the
are the
guy.
people.
It's like the guy from the World of Warcraft episode of South Park, where he's like gigantic.
Yes.
My favorite scene in that whole episode. There's a lot of them, but there's the part where he's like really, really fat, and there's
Yes.
like a potato chip on his belly, and he's just like, "Meh,
I think those are the people that are like being this vocal minority.
Don't the parents
This
come down
person
and, like,
has
take out the shit
absolutely
from their
no
pants?
life.
They hose them down every now and then.
Oh, fuck those.
Just bring the
Like
garden
no
hose.
life and just no social skills and no intelligence.
But like, if you're like
sad.
one of those like,
Hey, he talks.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, dude, speak. Because I know you consider yourself a fanboy. I wouldn't really say fanboy. You're a fan of Sony.
No, I'd go as far as calling me a fanboy.
I'm about to hate on fanboys though,
Oh,
because
I'm a fan.
when you like almost religiously stick to a system or stick to like Call of Duty, you're not a fucking gamer. You're just an asshole. To the point where like you only play Call of Duty, and if a new game comes out, you're like automatically, I factually know that game is fucking horrible. It's part
Well,
of my
that's
original
what we were
thing.
talking about last episode about conservative gamers
Mhm.
and like how we don't people don't embrace the new things that are happening in the industry because they're assholes.
Well, and I think that's the downfall of nearly everything.
Yeah.
And, I mean, no matter what it might be, whether it's, you know, even sports or technology or politics, or anytime there's a new idea set, we already have this preconceived notion that the way we've done it in the past works so well, we should just continue, and anything new is scary, and anything scary should be shot.
And that's absolutely what's happening with Gamergate.
America.
It's just a whole bunch of people that have been gamers for a really, really long time. They're very dedicated, and they believe that gaming is a culture, which I believe that it is too. But they're so dedicated to it that anything new that's happening, whether that be people taking bribes in gaming journalism, or women in gaming, or girls playing games, or whatever, that's scary because it's new. And fuck, just be it, like, accept it. Everyone should play games. Find that love for the gaming culture that you already have. Find it again, and stop being such an asshole and not letting anyone else in.
Yeah, they're so dedicated to their point of view that it's like back when gaming really just was for the entertainment. Back when it was Pong, Tetris, Duck Hunt, where there wasn't much like of an art form, and now it's matured and evolved where we're getting to the level where it's like books, it's like movies, where they're telling a story, where you can get emotional about it. Yes, I've cried to a video game several times.
Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Last of
Walking
Us,
Dead.
Final Fantasy VII, Walking Dead, Ace Combat 4,
Tetris.
Tetris.
Wait.
9P.
What?
It was either Ace Combat 4 or 5. It did a phenomenal job of you just like caring for your co-pilot, your wingman, and one of them gets shot down.
I love it when a game makes you care about someone. They did that in Alien Isolation, which I was really surprised about.
I did that in The Sims. Are you ready for my Sims crying
for them and
story?
then I burn.
I actually cried. Slight tears of joy, but slight tears of sadness. So, me and my friend were playing The Sims 2, and we were just being assholes on The Sims 2, because we were just gonna menacingly try and kill all of these, like this family or whatever.
Put them in the pool and take the stairs out.
Right, something like that. But instead, we decided that we were going to try and set the house on fire. So we made a family.
Did
we
you
gave
remove
them-
the doors?
Yeah, we
the
did.
key.
We made a family, and then we gave them a cat. The cat's name was George, and it was an orange tabby, and he was adorable. This will come in later. And we made 1-by-1 rooms of walls without doors, and they were stuck there, and all of them died. Except for the cat. The cat somehow lived. The cat would not die. So we were like, how are we gonna... So we let the cat live. We made this house around the cat. And then we set the house on fire. And we're like, now at this point we love the cat and we have other people there. And so now we're gonna try and kill them. And then all of them escape the house. And George gets stuck in the middle of the top floor as it's all burning down, and George burns to death. that was the moment that I cried in The Sims, was when George died. It was the saddest.
So please tell
Rip
me more
George.
of your mental problems.
Every
I
time
feel
I
like
played
you-
Sim... Oh, go ahead.
Rip
I feel
George.
like you should be the one on the couch.
Laying down, maybe. Guy with a beer writing something down.
There's a fern in the corner.
Welcome to Zach Between Two Ferns with
There's,
Zach
hidden
Galifianakis.
cameras in the bookshelves.
God, Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis is the best fucking show in
Oh,
the
it's
whole
hilarious.
I haven't
I
seen
loved it when he just tore Justin Bieber to
Oh.
shit. That dude needs to just be, like, publicly flogged.
Yes. He won an Emmy. He won an Emmy for Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis.
And this is why I no longer watch the Emmys.
Well, it wasn't on the Emmys. It was one of those, like, a whole bunch of other different tinier ones that they give to all, like, the miniseries
A
people.
mini Emmy.
A mini Emmy, essentially, yes.
But, no, my brother would leave his Sims on all the time, so my time playing Sims was killing off all my brother's Sims. It was enjoyable. I also used to bite my sister's Barbie dolls' heads off. Well, no, that's
Tell
not
me
true.
again about your mental problem.
That didn't start until my dad caught me playing with the Barbie dolls, and I did that as a cover.
Ooh.
My one
I
Sim
had to pretend to
story.
be
Don't
Butch.
you hate that when you're dating someone and as a cover you bite their fucking head off?
Yes. Ken and G.I. Joe were in the pool house. Barbie had to die.
Oh, I played with Barbies once, and then I recorded it, and I made a video, and it's called Peg Leg Justin Timberlake Goes to Trade Smart.
Everyone, go
I
to
will-
YouTube right
YouTube
I
that.
will link it on this video. Peg Leg Justin Timberlake Goes to Trade Smart. It was the fucking weirdest video. Anyways,
Okay.
did you want to talk about The Sims, or I have another...
I have a small Sim
Okay.
story. Back when I was in college, back when I was a wee lad. Your
4
guys'
years ago.
age.
Fuck off.
I was playing The Sims, and my roommate comes over and looks. And back in the day, you'd make yourself in The Sims, and
Right.
you'd make the person that you'd marry people you had crushes on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so she comes
That's
over,
creepy.
and she goes, "You have a crush on so and so, don't you?" And I was like,
Oh.
"Pause."
You can tell from their Sim?
Oh yeah, they look like them, don't they? Yeah, huh?
Alright, so in the world of being totally mental and violent in video games, I have a thing that I want to talk about that I wanted to talk about last week, but I didn't get to bring up.
Okay.
There's a new game trailer out, and I haven't told you guys about what it is, but it's called Hatred. And essentially what this trailer is, I hate this trailer. I hate the Hatred trailer.
Okay.
And hate is a strong word. And
that's good.
all right, so in this game trailer, there's this guy, and he's loading up his weapons. You know, it's obviously a very violent game, and he's loading up his weapons, and he's talking about how humanity is scum, and he needs everyone to die because everyone just is like horrible.
I've
and
changed
they're
my mind. I love it.
killing the earth or whatever. And so he's just like really, really mad, and he's an angry guy.
Very intelligent.
Very intelligent, just consumed by anger. And he then proceeds to walk out of his house and find innocent people on the street and kill them.
Sounds like
He
Postal.
takes it's been related to Postal a
Grand
lot.
Theft Auto?
Worse than Grand Theft Auto, because Grand Theft Auto has like it's violent in the way that it's a violent storyline, and it's people that are just like really like angry, or they're involved in gangs or stuff
And
like that.
Grand
But there's
Theft
kind
Auto
of a
is-
storyline to it. It's literally a guy killing innocent people, and the game trailer shows it. Like it shows the horrible like
So it talks
shooting
about
people
white
in the
people
head,
violence.
people begging for mercy, begging them not for themselves not to die, and he just shoots them.
So white people violence, like Columbine and all the school
Right.
shootings.
Right. That kind of violence.
So we've gone from...
It's been related to Postal a lot on the internet. But basically what these game developers are doing is they are making a game that tests the right to free speech that video games have, where they are allowed to make something as violent as humanly possible because they can.
Where's the... No.
This
Right?
is gonna be so great for the media.
No.
Well, the media hasn't really figured it out yet.
I
They
feel
haven't
like
found
it's
it yet,
those
and it's
moms
good.
groups finally getting together who have claimed that video games have made their children violent, even though it's more been the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
The violence that has been produced in the news and media has caused video games, TV shows, and movies to become more violent.
Right, absolutely.
And because the more they try and scare us, the more they desensitize us, the more we expect it in our actual TV and entertainment.
There was actually a study that did that with kids growing up, the ones that played video games were actually had better morals and ethics than the kids that didn't.
Well, they also have a better separation of fantasy and reality. And because a lot of times they know I paused my fantasy, I have to go to reality now. And we were programmed that way growing up. You pause it, you go have dinner with family, you come back to it. Those are your fantasies, those are your illusions or a way to de-stress or whatever it might be. But gamers, and a lot of have found, I wish I remembered the article. I brought it up in a psychology club meeting. Yeah, I'm that kind of nerd. I was president of the psychology club, mind you. But they showed that gamers, they were starting to see a higher race in atheism and agnostic people and gamers because they were able to start seeing this, like, what you can expect in reality more so than what is, I don't want to say fantasy, but what I view as fantasy. I'm sorry, the snake fucking talks. It talks and it tempts the woman. Like, that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Alright, we'll get past that, and then... we can...
But yeah, it shows that your brain's more capable of understanding your reality, and you're able to perceive it at a much more realistic view, rather than people who don't have that easy separation, that they're essentially fantasies able to blend in more with reality.
And there was a lot of also games like Mass Effect the kids were playing, and you have to make a lot of like hard choices and conversation choices and stuff in that game, and they were having the kids would think about how other people would react to said choices, and they started in real life being like thinking about other people before they acted as well.
Should I kick this guy out of this window, or should I let him live?
I was thinking about
Bioshock definitely has a tendency to do that as well, because you always have the choice of, do I kill the little girl and take her sea slug, or...
I think that older gamers might have a little bit more advantage as far as memory, because I know there was one article, they were talking about how gamers have better memory storage in their brains, and like they're able to remember...
forget those codes.
Yeah. Well, like, you remember a map in a game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to, like, know all the secret spots and trick points and everything like that. Your brain starts becoming able to recognize geography a lot easier. And women do this especially, because women don't remember street names for shit. But they can tell you, oh yeah, it's the third tree on the left past the fire hydrant that's got a little pink dot on it. They know that type of thing.
It's more like a photographic memory.
Right. They're able to remember the landscape and everything like that. I think older school gamers have better at that, because this article I was reading was like 5 years ago. But because we didn't have as good of saving and memory and like memory sticks. We had to, like, especially when we were playing
wasn't a thing.
4-player. Yeah. When
You
we
had
were
a
playing
password at the end
4-player
of every
games,
level
we
you
had
had
to
to re-input.
memorize those little trick points so our buddies didn't know about them.
Which should also boost your hand-eye coordination, like,
Yes.
holy shit.
So, it being Halloween week, this being our Halloween episode, quote unquote,
Stupid, take that off.
do we want to get into some Halloweeny topics, or?
Yeah, let's fucking talk about Halloween.
Halloweenies.
Halloween. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm being a Bioshock splicer for Halloween this
That's
year.
awesome.
Yeah, I have the mask and everything, and
Is
I'm
it
gonna
the
cover
bunny
it in blood. What? It's not the bunny one. It kind of looks like it's got a regular masquerade mask, but it's the one with the really pointy nose.
Oh.
And
Plague doctors.
I'm gonna cover that in blood, and I'm gonna get some like a really nice suit and tie or whatever, just from the thrift store or whatever. And I'm just gonna cover that in blood too. And then also I'm gonna be making vigors. So I'm taking all the like some really nice glass bottles that I'm getting from Cost Plus, and I'm making a whole bunch of different drinks in it, and then making vigors. It's gonna be really awesome.
I'm gonna be darkness for Halloween.
You're gonna be darkness.
Literally just darkness.
You're just gonna sit in your room in the dark.
Please don't do
Yeah,
blackface.
you make me sound like a
I'm
lawyer.
sorry, but when he says, like, when he talks about his Halloween costume, he's like, I'm gonna be darkness. If you guys haven't heard it, can you Google Warcraft 3, I think it's Demon Hunter unit sayings? Back in, Blizzard likes to make, with their RTSs, when you click on the units a bunch of times, they'll start saying things. And they'll start funny things when you click on them enough. And there's this one guy who's like, Darkness called, but I missed his call. So I tried star 69ing Darkness, and he wouldn't pick up. Are you screening your calls, Darkness? And that's the only thing I think about.
I used to be an adventurer, then I took an arrow to the knee.
And that means getting married.
Yeah.
So many people. This was an old saying. Like every time.
I had no idea.
Yeah. You know, really?
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea.
Oh, okay. Well, it was simply like saying that a soldier or an adventurer or a traveler, they got tied down. They got stuck in the whole, what would now be the suburban lifestyle. And it was as good as being wounded in a battle. Because you were so tied down that your wife or children or whoever it might be
Helga.
was so worried about you leaving. You were stuck doing such less quests and adventures and having such, the bachelor life. But yeah, taking an arrow to the knee generally meant getting married or getting hitched or getting that girl in the shack next door pregnant.
Did you lose your watch?
Yeah, I don't know where my watch went.
He just started to fumble it. He was like, "What's the time?" And I was like, "Oh, we're at 36 minutes or whatever." And he's starting to look around for his watch, and he doesn't have it on his wrist. Or
I'm glad we're breaking this down.
I'm totally breaking this. Absolutely.
Sorry.
Ow! I just hurt myself.
I've looked in 2 places, therefore it's not on this planet. I'm sorry.
It is. Let's
It's not on this planet.
Moving on.
NASA sent it to
It's
space.
an acceptable loss.
It's on.
What are you doing for Halloween? Bren?
I actually have 0 Halloween plans. I was contemplating going to the Wrangler, which is a gay bar, which features cub and bear type-esque. Basically what John and I look like.
Wait,
not,
who's who?
Not fat, but husky,
Furry
with a little
animals.
muscle underneath. We would both be cubs, because we're relatively young. 26 is, just above drinking age.
Yeah, see, Robert and I would be twinks.
Yes, you would both very much be twinks.
Did I tell you my bear story?
That's the term.
Not yet. But anyways, if I do end up doing anything...
I love it. I've accepted my twinkness.
If I do end up doing anything, I would either go as... I have this Robin Hood type outfit, or I would go as Jason Todd, because I have the cosplay from Comic-Con and stuff.
I recently lost my Halloween plans, so we should do something.
You want to go to the Wrangler with me?
No. I want to do something.
You'll probably get
not...
some drinks.
I'll
Yes.
do something with you. I have nothing to do on Halloween.
Okay, let's figure
You
out
could have a
something.
nerd adventure.
Awesome.
There is this place in Thornton called the Gates of Hell. That's literally like an iron gate on the side of the road that you can go in, and there's mansion ruins, and I want to go explore this.
What?
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 Fucking what?
Have you seen the... on a somewhat related note, have you seen the pictures of abandoned malls?
No, that sounds awesome.
There are malls that just,
Zombies.
all shut down, and so they've been abandoned, and they're just, empty, and there's, vines growing in. They look like post-Left 4 Dead 2 malls.
We should videotape post-apocalyptic videos in there.
I don't know if it's still going on, but in the UK, there's this shut down mall where you can go and it's $50 a person or £50. What I don't know what the exchange rate is over there.
Queens.
Cool, 60 or 70.
How much
There's
you weigh?
it's
Dollars.
60 British dollars, and you go in there.
You asshole!
Wow.
As
Do
if
you
we
call
don't have
yourself
any
a
viewers.
movie?
I know, I was gonna make that joke. No, okay, so
We
it's
totally do.
It's
It's one of the random people.
I don't,
that
it's
just sit
rather
in the budget.
expensive, but you go over there and there's a whole cast of people, and they give you airsoft guns, and you go do Dawn of the Dead. And there's a whole bunch of zombie actors, and you try to survive in the mall.
I've always had this idea where if I won the lottery,
This
I would
sounds
make
like what my wedding party should be.
I
what
would
if
make
British
I would
peas-
make a business where you could pay
have a print.
say $500, and you would pay a whole bunch of actors and set makers and writers to make a post-apocalyptic plot line for you. And like a horror story, like a horror game, but put you in it, and you are in it, and you must complete this whole adventure just for yourself. And or you could have a couple people with you, and make it a story and play a video game, but in real life, essentially.
That's awesome.
And that would be so cool.
So I can tell them that be an apocalypse of naked women?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had,
okay, I don't know. I think there'd be limits.
Snoo.
So I drank this. I drank this special tea.
I'm gonna take that recording and make it like a ringtone.
So I drank this special tea one night. There were mushrooms involved. Anyways,
Okay.
one of the themes that I had come up
Did
with.
you double in size?
I did, but then I took the star, which was actually speed, and I just ran around.
Continue with your story.
But I had developed this plan that I was going to become a billionaire. I don't know how I was going to become the billionaire. That wasn't the point. Once I had become a billionaire, I was going to buy an island, and on this island, it was going to be kind of like in the second Hunger Games one, where it's like a clock on the island, and things are different. But they weren't going to try and kill you. On like one portion of the island was going to be Hogwarts, and then like another portion of the island was going to be like a 2-scale built Firefly class ship. And then on another portion was just like to enter it is the Doctor's TARDIS. And you open it and it's like the huge TARDIS and you walk into it to the other side, and then like it would just like be different sections of these nerdy type things, and I was all writing it down and drawing it and like explaining to my friends, and they're all staring at me and they're like, none of us understand what you are saying. Unfortunately, they were all muggles.
So keeping with our Halloween theme, I kind of wanted to see what everyone's favorite like monster was.
Monster?
Yeah, favorite like Halloween
like nerdy
monster.
creature, monster, person, thing,
whatever.
Yeah, what's your
Exactly.
favorite like?
That's
What's your
exactly
favorite
what I was-
scary thing?
Since puberty, I've been sexually attracted to werewolves.
Not what I meant.
But what he meant.
I've always had like this fascination with werewolves.
They're kind of awesome.
Yeah,
I do like
and I
werewolves, too.
love the different type of origin stories that try and mix with the old type of mythologies.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one series called Wolf's Blood, where it's more like lycanthropy, where it's a blood disease that's genetically passed down. You can't get bit to turn into a wolf blood, and you turn into a full wolf. It's not like you have little bits in between to try and like hold back the transformation, but for the most part, you aren't like the Wolfman. But I love the Wolfman as a classic monster movie.
Am I the only person when he hears lycanthrope, he thinks moss person?
Moss person?
Lichen. Moss. Lichen.
Yes, you are.
Yes!
You are the
You're
only
the
person.
only man on Earth.
Okay, good.
It's lycanthrop.
Wow.
Isn't it? Throp? Rather than
Lycanthrope?
thrope?
Lycanthrope?
I don't know.
I think it's lycanthrope.
Might
I don't
be
think it's
lycanthrope.
lycanthrope. That sounds like
Like
the,
a flop.
the sound
Like
that
a
like
flop.
a penis makes when you
Oh,
pop
Jesus.
it down on
What?
the table.
Lycanthrope.
No, not like
Edward, do you have a favorite scary nerdy thing?
I do! I think witches are super underutilized in today's horror films. I think witches are the coolest things in the whole world.
Like what kind of witches? Like Hocus Pocus witches or
Minecraft
Doctor Who
witches.
witches?
Like
Wait,
there
where
are
in that
Doctor-
spectrum?
What Doctor? Remind me, Doctor Who witches.
Shakespeare.
No, let me. You know that Facebook post that I did?
Yeah.
So, the episode is with Martha, and he goes back and sees one of Shakespeare's original plays.
Right.
And in the plays, it turns out that these 3 witches are actually trying to break out of this orb dimension, which all of their sisters have been trapped in. And they have this capability of altering the laws of physics by using a degree of certain words that are in iambic pentameter to create a certain draw in physics.
Fuck you guys.
that essentially manipulates the world.
Okay.
Words of power.
I
And they
remember.
use
floaty alien
Shakespeare to be able to draw open this portal that opens the dimension between where their sisters are trapped. And
Right,
then Martha
right,
and the
okay.
Doctor use Expelliarmus to send the witches back into their dimension. And then the Doctor has them trapped in a crystal ball, and they are still in the TARDIS. Boom.
Boom.
So what
Thank
kind of witches?
you. So I like the theory that like witches and cauldrons and spell books and incantations and stuff like that, but not so like kind of witches.
Not crooked nose wart witches.
Not crooked nose wart witches. But I
That
also
sounds like
like
the best
I also
insult
like
ever.
the theory that they need to preserve their youth. and that
Through
they really
children's blood.
are very old, and they will try and lure other people
Did
to
you ever
like
see that
suck
witch
the life out
movie
of them.
where they turn the children into mice and eat them?
No.
Oh, that was a classic. Oh, you haven't?
No, is this like depths of Netflix movie?
Oh, this was like back
Like
in the
zombie
early
strippers?
90s. Some of the scariest witches you would ever see. Because their face, their beauty and youth and everything were masked. And they just ripped them off. And there were these like peely skin, like scabby Skeletor type things with these long noses.
So
and they
like
turned
third grade
children
teacher.
into witches.
Fuck.
Oh, gave me nightmares
My
as a
third grade
child.
teacher was
I
fat.
loved it. No, I used to love being freaked out as a kid. That adrenaline pump.
Oh, I used to hate it.
Oh, I first watched Chucky when I was like 5 or 6, and I was hooked on horror movies ever since. Because just that thrill of like, oh my god, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, no one is around, the lights are all out around me, I could be murdered. This is fantastic.
And
I'm
that's
also,
like,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
well, I was saying that's like with us, with my brother and I, when we were 5 and 6, my parents were like, "Here, watch Alien."
Yeah, fucking great.
I've also like wanted to. I really wanted to write a story, like a horror story about hags, because I feel like a hag is like some sort of creepy bingo lady, like lives in the woods and like requires the youth, but like I just like that idea of luring someone to their death. And having that kind of suspenseful nature about it where you know that this person is going to kill this other person, but just how and why and like how the other person's going to defend themselves. I like that.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Did you see Hansel and Gretel?
The new one with Jeremy Renner, I didn't see that.
I actually liked it.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
on Netflix. I've been wanting
It
to
is.
check it out.
I might have to check
So,
that out.
listeners, it's on Netflix. Give it a look. Definitely check out the one where they turn children into mice as well.
Do you know
However, you'll do that with that.
however you'll do that with that
Yes.
information.
Google.
Yeah.
All right, strange face boy. What's your scary thing that you like?
Poked me.
Not. Oh, yes. What's your scary thing?
No, you do your scary thing. I'm still thinking.
Well,
I got a lot of scary things that I
There are a lot of
think
scary
scary.
there are a couple like standards that I could go with: the xenomorph, the zombie. But right now, I'm really big into Lovecraftian monsters.
Yes.
Because, oh my god, not only are they creepy, they're scary, but like in his short stories, once you figured out and once you knew of these creatures, your mind broke.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot comprehend how just awful these things were, and you were just a blubbering mass of...
and that's
and
the
just
point
crazy.
of them, though.
Yes.
Is that, like-
And it's phenomenal.
There's, I watched a very, very interesting YouTube video about how Cthulhu in video games is really not being used the correct way. Because Cthulhu isn't something that you can put a health bar on.
No, oh god.
You
no.
know?
You can't
And
kill Cthulhu.
He's an
you
immortal.
can't kill Cthulhu. The
He's
idea,
only a priest.
the theory behind, like, Lovecraftian horror stories is not, oh, be scared because it's big and gigantic. The reason it's a horror story is that once you figure out its existence, and you try and tell people, I saw this giant tentacle monster that could kill everyone, and it's like a god, basically. No one's
That's
gonna
not
believe you.
Oh, and that's if you're lucky enough to have your mind stay intact after figuring it out.
Exactly. So then you have to take
Like your short
into
story.
account. Is it real? Did I really see this awful, horrible thing, or am I truly insane? Is that what insanity is?
Well, and reality is all based on perception. If your perception is becoming altered, you have no idea whether or not you can rationalize what you are seeing, or whether it's like, it's impossible to determine that every single person is seeing the reality that you are seeing. So thus that drive into madness becomes so much harder because you're stopped by this motion of, well, perhaps they are seeing it this way, but if they're not, I might become the monster.
Yeah.
And that's why I really love Dean Koontz and Stephen King. They're two of my favorite, like, horror story. Because a lot of them, like, you'll think you know what the monster is, and then it turns out to be a man or a woman.
Right.
And it's like... like, your brain just explodes, and you're, like, scared to go to bed at night because you think your sister or your mother might murder you in your sleep.
Right.
It's fantastic.
And a big thing that I like Lovecraftian monsters is with most monsters nowadays, it's standard. It's the swamp thing. It's a Martian. In Lovecraftian, I believe it's the Hound of Tindaloo is the name of this monster, but it's this time-traveling creature that attacks you out of angles. So
what?
Yes. So if there's like a corner, it can come out of the corner and just like rip you apart and just like delete you from time. And it's so cool. Like if it gets a whiff of you in like history, it finds you and then comes out of like an angle and then just you're dead.
So it's like Flatline plus the Weeping Angels?
You just have to exist inside of a ball. Yeah. And then you're safe.
But yeah, the Lovecraftian monsters are just like and they're just so not normal. It's just really cool.
Would some say it's a
Stop.
cute monster?
Okay.
That's
We're
nerd humor
fucking
for you.
funny.
Oh, John, don't be so obtuse.
You got the right angle on that one.
I was about to say, he's right, you know.
I'm gonna go away and cry now.
Fuck a bag.
What is your scary nerdy thing, asshole?
He told me to fuck a bag.
Fuck 100 bags.
It's gonna be tiring.
Dad, I got more than one, though.
Pick one.
Pick all of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Combine
Well,
them into one
obviously,
thing.
if you're a Whovian, most Whovians are going to go pick the Weeping Angels.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
though they I always thought it'd be kind of cool.
I think that would be
Like,
kind of
if
cool.
I got
think
sent
what's-
back to the 80s, I'd convince all my
Like,
buddies
yeah,
to
you
invest
don't-
in
you
Enron while I invested in Microsoft.
Like, you don't technically die from them, but still, like...
I find them not so scary, just as cool. I find the silence a lot scary.
Yes.
The silence, too.
I like the
yeah.
silence and the
Forgetting
Vashta
what's
Narada.
haunting
Vashta
you.
Narada, definitely.
Yes.
There's a bunch of things in the Doctor Who universe that are absolutely terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, the most recent episode...
Prisoner Zero.
Not the most recent, but
Prisoner
one of the
Zero.
ones with Peter Capaldi. I forgot what it was called.
Flatline?
No.
Not Flatline?
It was... It was the one with,
Let's
like...
kill the moon.
You don't even know what the monster is.
Shut up and let him think.
Because the most you see of it, it's just like the covers covering it.
Oh,
The under the bed thing.
Listen,
yes,
listen.
Listen.
And the,
Well, fuck. I mean, they partially
Spoilers.
decided.
I
Yes.
know, I didn't-
Spoiler
I
alert.
didn't see it, though.
Oh, then we can't talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's phenomenal.
We can't
Oh.
We're
spoil
gonna
it
leave
for
it at
Ed,
that.
where the rest of you would have been fucked.
Oh, I
but
wanna
anyway,
watch
like,
it.
It's
But-
great.
I'll
It's
watch
phenomenal.
it. I'll watch
but
it.
like the fear of the unknown is already a basic human fear.
Right. Well,
And
that's,
that's-
I love how Moffat plays on that.
Mhm.
The thing in the corner of your eye. You forgot what
And
you
you're
is hunting.
What the
you.
fuck?
Like, yes.
Like,
those,
with the
those are
silence.
very, those
Wi-Fi.
are very terrifying things.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
But like that's why I'm doing darkness as my
The
costume
phone
because darkness goes along with the fear of the unknown because you don't know what's going bump in the dark.
Yeah.
How
in
is
our
that a
reality-
costume, though? What are you doing?
So I'm getting my
No. Yes. He bought a cloak
I bought
at
a
the Resistance or the
$100
Renaissance
cloak.
Fair.
I was gonna
Black.
say you used it in your ice bucket challenge.
And then I'm gonna just buy one of those $5 like black
Faceless
mesh
masks?
masks.
No,
And then
$5
put that
foot
on,
long.
do my techie clothes, get gloves on, do black shoes, and just be darkness.
Neato.
I know, right?
Kind
Really
of seems
simple,
like
but
your
it's
cloak
like-
from Cloak
You're gonna
and
need to get
Dagger.
that morph suit mask, like, right meow.
Yeah.
Because it's totally almost Halloween.
Or I just get a Sharpie and just sit there for like 6 hours.
You are not allowed to do
That's
blackface.
not-
You're not allowed to do
Blackface.
blackface.
I will stab you.
Okay.
Is that
On
illegal?
principle.
Stabbing people? Yes.
No, blackface.
I don't actually know.
There's justifiable stabbings.
Yeah.
The fuck is blackface?
Blackface is
Oh my god, are
what?
you that
You don't
young?
know black?
Yes,
You
he's
need
that
to
young.
know what it is, so you don't do
Okay,
it.
here's the thing. I
It's
probably
when
know what it
racist
is.
actors pretend like they can try to be black by
And they
putting-
overly
Robert
black
Downey,
themselves.
Oh,
Robert
okay.
Downey Jr.
But that
in
was making
Tropic
fun
Thunder.
of
Tropic Thunder.
blackface.
But they overly black themselves.
See,
like-
But
I
that
feel
was him
like
pretending
that
to be a
was
guy to
making
pretend
fun-
to be
yeah.
in blackface.
See, I do that all the time.
And he
I'll know
got
what something
nominated
is,
for an
but I don't
Academy
know what it's
Award
called.
for that role.
Robert Downey Jr. can be in anything.
Robert Downey Jr. could be my
This is
dad.
Robert Downey Jr.
He has a
Everything
hot
but
son too.
Sherlock.
He does have a hot son. To
Which-
drugs.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not one to judge. What kind of
It's
drugs?
the son of Robert
We
Downey
could
Jr.
share. Yeah. Well, no, he's been clean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
No, I meant the
got
son of
clean,
Robert
so-
Downey Jr. is what I said.
Yes, his
Yeah,
son.
yeah,
has
yeah.
been
That was a
used-
munchkin monster.
You're a munchkin.
Okay, so I'm looking at this list of things that we should talk about, and all I see is Nerdpocalypse, and I'm like, Schwam?
Well, I feel like every apocalypse that's kind of portrayed is a version of the nerd apocalypse.
No. Okay, so Tony came up with this topic. I want him to describe...
Tony came up with 40 topics.
So he just word vomited topics out today that we should talk about.
He literally did. Literally, one of the
Goddamn
topics that we
right.
have to talk about is why does Tony have too many topics? That's a topic. Why does Tony have too many? Okay.
To finish off the last question, I agree with werewolves, xenomorphs, and fear of the unknown and stuff like that.
You want to have sex with werewolves?
No, I agree with werewolves.
I wanna
like
have
werewolves.
sex with
They're
werewolves.
terrifying,
He has a werewolf Magic the Gathering deck.
I have a kitty
Goddamn
Magic
right.
Gathering deck.
We still need to play Magic.
We still need to play
That's the
Magic.
thing.
Okay.
But anyway, a nerd apocalypse is basically an apocalypse of something nerdy. So you're sitting there, and then a bunch of fucking Pokemon start killing each other. Or you're sitting there, and a bunch of sentient playing cards just start killing people. Or you're sitting there, and Kirby just sucks everyone.
Where
I'm sorry, I've seen that porno.
did this idea come from?
I have no fucking clue. It popped out of my head. It just fell out of my eyeballs.
Those are the worst things.
I mean, I'm fairly certain just about every apocalypse can be broken down into a nerd apocalypse.
Yes, but...
Technology, Skynet, not Transformers.
Terminators.
Two different things.
Terminators. Zombies.
Yes, but you're not...
Viruses.
Contagion.
Biologists. What? Microbiologists, I'm sorry.
Wait, an apocalypse of microbiologists?
That would be the scariest thing for my brother and I, because we hate biologists.
I have no idea what this is going to, so I'm just gonna move on.
Alrighty.
I just liked how he was just like, yeah, it's a Pokemon apocalypse. And I'm like...
Something like that.
Jigglypuff and Snorlax coming to kill everyone?
How
Yeah,
the
Jigglypuff
Alright,
sings them to
Snorlax.
sleep, and then Snorlax squishes them.
So we are currently at 56 minutes, so we have about another 10 minutes or so that we can spare.
okay.
I really want to hear about the after game night twat fuckery that happened last Wednesday night. For those of you that are not aware, every Wednesday night we kind of have a game night, and it's fun, and we play
At
games.
a friend of the show, Hannah's house. Shout out to Hannah.
How are we going to structure this? Because we both were there.
She's not going to listen to this. I mean, let's be honest.
Are we just going to do a word each?
No, you can tell a story.
Okay. So, how did we end up going to?
Okay,
no. I got this. I got it. Shut your. There was alcohol involved. Stop
I
it.
abided a copious amount of alcohol that night.
Stop it. Yeah, you did. Okay, so anyway, he was like, I drank a lot. I want to go to Del Taco, and I was like, John, God damn it, I want to go home.
It wasn't a taco.
I know, and then we ended up going to McDonald's.
Because I need something fried.
Yeah, you were like, I want fries. So we went to McDonald's and we were driving. And
Apparently I'm a valley girl.
I want
fries.
Oh my god, fries. Let's
So
get
we
some
got
fries. Let's get some fries.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
Shoes are $300.
Did they say anything when we were at the speaker thing, or did we?
No,
it was at the. Okay, so we order the fries, everything goes completely okay, and then we pull up, and there's this random ass dude in a bike, just sitting at the second window, just kind of staring at it. He's got this weird look in his eyes.
He's on a bike?
and
Yes,
he's just on a bike, and he's just kind of
Like,
looking at like
peeking
I'm
in.
like doing it like a impression, and everyone listening is like, I can't tell
This
what
makes
he's fucking
great
doing
radio.
right now. I'm just looking at a screen
He's
of the
bulging
third
his
one
eyes
logo.
and
Large hand gestures.
He
looks
was
like a
just
fish.
being overall creepy.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. His tentacles are bursting out of his eyes.
Awesome.
Mine's tentacles.
As
Nasty.
per usual.
And we come up to the window, and, they're just like, yeah, we're just going to bring your food to you, because there's a creepy-ass dude over at the other window. And you're like, whoever got that? That's really
And they're
creepy.
just like, this entire McDonald's is like on edge, and they're all just like, the creepy guy in the bike.
What?
The creepy guy in the bike. We don't know who he is, because I pull up, and I'm like, oh, that guy must, be dating and sleeping with someone at McDonald's. That's why he's here saying hello. But they're all just like, we don't know who he is.
Did they?
And they're like,
They're
can
all,
you
like,
stay
fucking
here for a
terrified.
little bit? Because we're scared.
Did they try asking him if he wanted to supersize it?
And John at one point turns to the person at the window, and he's like, I can just kind of floor it right now and just run his ass over. You're like, yeah, that's not gonna kill anyone.
So you were.
Yes. Well, I was fine with that. I just wanted carbs. And these
Hopefully
little
no cops are
preteen
listening.
girls were just like, we're so scared. We don't know who this guy is.
So, okay. What? Okay. So
Yes.
either this guy does know someone at the McDonald's, and
Nope.
but, or
the whole
and he's like,
McDonald's, the whole McDonald's, we literally, like, we're fucking terrified.
Maybe
the whole McDonald's.
We don't know who
Okay,
this
there
guy
was like
is.
5 or 6 people by our window.
I mean, this
like,
was
talking
probably
to
at
us.
like 1 a.m.
It was like at 12:30.
okay. So
Maybe
there,
the whole
a person
McDonald's was
on their
fucking
bike
with you.
went into the McDonald's behind the counter and was sitting at the second window, and no one knew what to fucking do.
Well, no, they
What
were
the
in the
fuck?
drive-thru.
We're in the drive-thru.
Well, yeah, but at the second window of the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were on their bicycle in the street. They weren't
Oh, in the
McDonald's.
street.
Yes.
Oh, I thought they were. That made it really weird.
Ready to hand you some
Why are they
special
in the
sauce.
McDonald's?
Okay,
Walked with his bicycle and the McDonald's. Everyone else is
Like,
hanging in the
obviously, he's behind the counter.
see your confusion.
He's in there, and he's just staring through. And that's what I thought. You were like, he's staring.
The order's coming from inside the building.
It's coming from inside the house.
He want
What?
extra
The
fries.
actual fuck is he doing in there? They should call the police.
best thing ever.
I'm so glad there was confusion.
Oh.
Fuck. Yeah, he was
Okay.
in the drive-thru.
But did anyone try just like asking him what he wanted?
Did
No,
you
because
drive past him?
But when they got their food, we looked up and he was gone.
Yeah.
So he was a magician.
And that's the end of the story.
Yeah. And then they were just like, can you guys drive up really slowly so he moves? And we look up and they're like, he's gone. And they're like, oh.
And you're like, what guy on a bike?
And then you wake up the next morning and you see that there's like 5 people murdered at a McDonald's. And you're like,
We
could
were
have stopped
there.
that.
We
This
could
was
have
our
raised that
fault.
over.
Where?
Everyone is dead because of us.
But it was,
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
it was just like
Congratulations.
the weirdest thing ever.
Okay.
Even if he wasn't behind the counter.
I wish that was the thing. Everything you stop slapping.
I accidentally stalked a woman for like 10 blocks.
Were you like drive
Accidentally?
behind them?
No,
And they're
no,
just
I
driving
was
in front of you?
walking and I was trying to get to the light rail because I had been drinking downtown, and my car was parked at a light rail station. So, anyways, I'm following this woman, and I guess she happens to be going to the light rail too. And I'm following her, and she keeps like looking behind her at me.
That's
I keep
awkward.
looking behind me, thinking that there might be someone there. I'm starting to get nervous because I think she sees someone behind me. And she's thinking that that person's going to kill me. So she starts speed walking a little bit. And I start speed walking a little bit. And she starts speed walking a little bit. And I start speed walking a little bit faster. And all of a sudden I'm realizing that I'm starting to catch up with her. And I think that the killer is behind me. I sprint across the street and say, "You're on your fucking own!" And just book it and just run down the street. And she just stops. And then like a block later, I realized she thought I was the killer. So I realized that I pulled a pussy move and was totally leaving, like, kicking her and just like, "Bear, eat this one." But yes, if we are ever being chased by a bear, I will trip one of you.
I'm stopping the recording.
Wow, Shane. Dick.
I'm fucking done.
And
You guys, you're on your own. Bye, Felicia.
You don't have to be faster than a bear, you just have to be faster than your friends.
Or bear could mean 2 things.
Zombie. Oh, well, that's it.
There's a barrel.
But it'll apply for zombies as well. If they're catching up to us, one of you will have to take the fall, because my foot will be in front
That's
of
why
your
my
feet.
friend with Elliot.
Fair enough. On that note,
Alright. To close out on a good note, I had an idea for that everyone would talk about what their game genre was.
Okay.
And then we would try and switch up each other's game genres, get each other out of our comfort zone of what we play in video games. And next week we will review a game that we played that is out of our genre. So we'll have something to start out with next time. So let's just go around and talk about what games we typically play. What's your favorite genre of game? What is most common in your library, I guess. Go.
Tony?
Okay, no, go.
Well, it's really hard. I play a lot of games, and I play a lot of different types of games. And I've already said on the show before that I like to think in a lot of my games. I like certain first-person shooters, RPGs. I'm a big RPG player, and a big RTS player. Those are my 3, I'd
What's
say.
what's RTS?
Real-time strategy, like Command and Conquer games.
Yeah.
Like
Batman
StarCraft.
Arkham.
Like,
Okay. What about you?
When you do play games.
Yeah, I actually don't play a whole lot of games. I've always been one of those person that has surrounded myself with gamers, so I can mooch off their gaming systems and their games.
Yeah.
Primarily because I'm cheap. I do have a few games, and I do enjoy games where fighting style games, RPGs or Mortal Kombat style, where it's like one-on-one and you've got to, command a certain amount of type of moves and everything like that. So I don't play a whole lot of strategy games, just mostly because a lot of times when I get to play, I'm completely physically exhausted and I just need to drain what's mentally left so I can finally get to sleep because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I haven't slept in 2 days.
I have a game for you.
Okay.
Have you thought of anything? What's your favorite type?
I know the 2 genres I don't play.
What are the 2 genres you don't play and why?
Sports games and Facebook social games.
Facebook social games shouldn't count. They're like
I found a rare brown egg. Yay! Share with your friends.
Because it's like the only thing you can think of. Because, I play a lot of
if
games.
any of my Facebook friends are listening,
Stop
please
sending requests.
stop sending requests.
Stop them. Stop them.
Stop
I
it.
don't want to play Candy Crush.
I am not going to play Farmville.
Fuck it.
Farmville's still around?
I don't
Put
know.
back.
I'll farm in Minecraft. I won't farm in Ville.
There you go. Yeah.
And your turn, Edward.
Oh, I'm a casual gamer all the way. All the way. I play Minecraft. I play some of the indie games. I play a lot of puzzle games. So puzzle and casual games are my thing.
I'd say
definitely.
Casual gamer would be my definition more so because I just play whatever somebody gives me to borrow.
I guess
I
you
really
could
don't want to
consider
buy.
that. Right.
That's too much of a commitment. $50 is a lot. Like, I could spend that for gas.
But I really haven't played very many.
This microphone took me like 20 pros and con lists to go through to actually make the commitment to give the $40.
Yeah.
Commit to this. Like, I'm very. You saw the state of my tennis shoes. Like, I'm very stingent about spending my money.
Actually.
Right. But I don't play many games that are just single player. Like, the very few ones that I have are Skyrim.
Double King.
I can't think of anything. But it's the single player games that I'm not very used to playing very much.
I was always a fan of
play,
the
like-
Smash Brothers.
Smash Bros. Oh god, I love
I
Smash Bros.
loved that growing up. Multiplayer games was always my thing. 'Cause it was
absolutely, yeah.
4 buddies would show up and bust out the Sega.
So there you go, half and half.
The
It's the
Nintendo
multiplayer
64.
gamers and the single player gamers over here.
That's
half
what
and
it
half.
I like everything besides sports games.
Okay.
Well, no, let's not challenge each other to do sports games.
Oh, God.
Please, God,
So
no.
am I admitted?
No.
You're not admitted.
No, not at all.
So is this the challenge section?
Yes.
Okay.
I want you, and you'll come over to my house because I have it. I want you to play the game called Braid.
Braid?
Yes.
Braid.
Do I have to bring your hair?
I want to
No,
play
no.
that. I've never
Braid
played
is
that yet.
Braid is Mario on crack, and so it's Braid. I don't want to go too much into it, but it's Mario with time travel.
Basically,
It's a puzzle game, and it's awesome. Like I love it myself. My Steam avatar is a little sad dinosaur from the game, but
Isn't it just like a 3DS game though, or is it a PC game?
it's a PS3 game. It's a
PS3 game. Okay,
At least where I
we'll
play.
find a way to play all of these somehow. Let's see. Okay, so you challenged. So you're going to be playing Braid.
Apparently.
And then I have a game for you. If you
What do you
Dragon
want?
Age Origins.
Oh,
That's
I played
very
that
not
for like 5
casual.
minutes.
It's very not casual and very, very single player.
Yeah, that's definitely
And
single
very
player.
kind of, yeah.
All right,
I almost
Dragon
said
Age.
that he should play like War
The
Game
first one.
or Sins of a Solar Empire.
Ooh, that's good too.
What?
Especially War Game, because War Game you just have
So,
to micromanage everything.
There's a game called War Game on Steam. Phenomenal
There's
game.
3 different ones.
It's an RTS, and it has like I think 150 units now.
Oh no, it's more than that.
More than it's all military units from across the globe, and it breaks it down. There's like pages of stats for every unit,
Oh,
Well, yeah.
and it's
like okay, no, I'll take the other one. I'll take Dragon Age.
We can play Risk.
Oh no, you don't want to hear about my Risk story. I could go on, but long
Play
story
for
short,
a
I
month and a half.
flipped the board basically every time I play Risk.
all right. What did Tony and I play?
Shout out to Corey and JT. All right, what should you guys play? I really want you to play Team Fortress 2.
Oh, yes.
I really, really want you to play Team Fortress 2. It's a phenomenal game.
It's great.
It's just like classes
So
and
that
figuring
was
out how
Tony
to
getting
use
challenged
your
for this.
teamwork. All right, so what? And then another multiplayer game for John.
I don't like competitive
Smash Brothers?
multiplayer.
Call of Duty.
Smash Brothers, maybe. Smash Brothers would be cool.
We could play a
I
couple
really
of
like
rounds.
PlayStation All-Stars. Which
Oh,
is
fuck PlayStation! That's
could
the
play-
worst multiplayer game on the
could
face
play
of
it.
the planet.
We could play a couple of rounds of Injustice: Gods Among Us in multiplayer version.
I'm not
No,
a
but
big
this
fan
has
of
got to
this.
not. This can't be just be a couple of rounds. This has got to be like delve into it, get enough. For
Okay,
a review.
full story.
Where I
plus
stop playing
online challenge mode.
Borderlands
you must,
the pre-sequel for a week and have to play your guys.
you must upgrade
I'm
all my characters.
I'm just gonna open up Steam on our recording session computer here really quick. I'm gonna see what I got.
I have to urinate.
Let's see.
Go pee.
I know. I do.
It'll pick up on the recording.
Just in the background.
Oh my god, I have it.
What?
The Stanley Parable.
I love that game.
Oh wait, okay, so you can't play it. I have that game. God damn it, no.
Vetoed.
Okay. What about? Let's see. I have
So-
Five Nights at Freddy's. I have Minecraft. I have.
If
you
you
get
get me started
him
on
Minecraft,
Minecraft,
he'll
I
lose
will
half-
fall down that rabbit hole again. And I will not.
You will lose half a year.
It's like heroin.
Bejeweled.
Bejeweled heroin.
Bejeweled Heroin. Half-Life 2 could be a good one.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, you've already played
There's
it.
a lot of games that I've
Such an
played.
addict.
Anything that's yes. I hear
Valve.
Beyond Earth is very good too. My coworker.
Portal 2
Get
Stanley
behind it,
Parable.
Wait, it's already out?
Yes.
What are,
bitch! It was out
what
on,
are some
it was out on
popular
Friday.
games that you have not played?
Sports games. Anything that
I challenge you to the latest FIFA game.
Oh God, no! I'll go out and play soccer before I'll do that.
I challenge you to a game of soccer.
Okay, what about Quantum
football.
Conundrum?
That's on my to-do list. That sounded like it's like very portally too. I like
It's
it.
very portally.
We can add that to it since it's on his.
We just need a game to challenge
Right.
him with, though.
So-
I'm very.
That is the decision for now. However, if
That
any of
could
our
change.
listeners decide to
Yes.
comment a challenge for John Arco to play, feel free to do so.
And if nothing happens, then and we think of something, then we'll just give it to him or whatever.
Yeah.
But for now, it's Quantum Conundrum. Okay, so Quantum Conundrum, Team Fortress 2, Dragon Age Origins, and
Braid.
Braid. All right, there we
You should
go.
probably play Alien Isolation and stop pussying out.
All right. Well, thank you,
Well,
ladies
thank
and
you
gentlemen,
for-
for joining our special Halloween episode.
Which wasn't
slash-
really special in the year Halloween.
No,
we just had some
it
Halloween.
was like
topics.
5 minutes of Halloween.
Really, it's just for special people, and I mean short but special. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to comment, subscribe,
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And I'm
And
definitely going to be cutting up this episode.
share it with your friends.
Go fuck
Find us on
yourself,
Facebook.
San Diego.
And go fuck yourself, San Diego.
And if you guys want to talk to us, send us any questions, please. I think it would be really cool to get a fan question that we could read on the
Yeah,
air.
just so cool.
Other
The
than
end-
Ken Lord.
Nope.
But keep commenting, Ken.
No, Ken
and
can
happy
email us.
belated.
Okay, we're done. We're done with suggesting that
Hold on,
people
hold
comment.
on. We have to give Ken a happy belated birthday.
Happy
because he
belated
commented.
birthday.
Happy belated.
Happy
Happy
belated
belated
birthday,
birthday,
Ken.
Okay.
The N-word podcast at gmail.com, and we're done.
Or Facebook.com.
This is a horrible ending.
This is a horrible ending.
And cut. 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 And cut.